Hi, I'm Colin from Spaceflight Made Simple, and today I wanted to bring you guys a quick video about tomorrow's Electron launch. Electron will be carrying several payloads into orbit, including the DRAGRACER spacecraft, BRO-2 and 3 for unseen labs, a large number of CubeSats and microsatellites, and a small statue of Gnome Chompski from the popular game franchise Half-Life, all together in a mission known as Return to Sender. As with all Electron launches so far, it'll blast off from Rocket Lab's launch complex in eastern New Zealand. T0 for this launch is slated for 8:44 p.m. on Sunday, November 15th. 2 seconds before liftoff, the 9 electrically powered Rutherford engines on the first stage of the Electron will be ignited, and at T0, Electron will lift off the pad. 2 minutes and 33 seconds into flight, the main engines on the first stage of the Electron will shut down, and 3 seconds later, the first stage will separate. It's at that time that the single Rutherford engine on the second stage will be ignited and continue carrying the payload towards orbit. At 3 minutes and 15 seconds into flight, the fairings protecting the spacecraft will be jettisoned. But we're not done with the first stage yet. This is the first flight where Rocket Lab will be attempting to recover their first stage, and about 7 minutes and 38 seconds after launch, the drogue chutes will be deployed on the first stage, followed at 8 minutes and 44 seconds by the deployment of the main parachute. At around that same time, the engine on the second stage will shut down, having successfully put the payloads into their preliminary orbit. And at 8 minutes and 54 seconds, the second stage will separate from the kick stage. 12 minutes and 48 seconds after launch, the first stage will splash down near the recovery vessel off the coast, and will hopefully be recovered and brought back for study. At 49 minutes and 38 seconds after launch, the engine on the kick stage will be ignited to boost the payload into their intended orbit. And at exactly 1 hour after launch, the payload will be deployed. So that's a lot of payloads to put into orbit. But what are their jobs? Well, the DRAGRACER spacecraft will be designed to test a new method of deorbiting small satellites. This involves deploying a tether to create enough drag to slow the spacecraft down so that it falls into the atmosphere. The BRO-2 and 3 spacecraft are French maritime surveillance satellites. They will be keeping an eye out for ships conducting illegal fishing and violating international environmental regulations. And last but not least is Gnome Chompski, who actually does serve a scientific purpose. This tiny 3D printed gnome will be attached to the kick stage, and will ride the kick stage back into Earth's atmosphere as it deorbits. The intention is to study how well this method of 3D printing performs in a vacuum. So if you want to watch this launch live, I'll leave some links down below that can help you with that. First off, I'll leave a link to Rocket Lab's YouTube channel where they'll be live streaming the launch, and I'll also leave a link to my Twitter where I'll post up-to-date information on this launch as well as upcoming events in spaceflight. And if you have any questions about Electron or the Return to Sender mission, leave them down below in the comments and I'll try my best to answer them down there. And last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, head down below, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you get notified when I upload new videos. So for Spaceflight Made Simple, I'm Colin and I will see you next time.